Alright, can you guys hear me? The big question is, can you hear me? The big question is, can you hear me? You can hear me, you bastards. You can hear me. It's a beautiful thing. How's everybody doing? It's been a while. Just got back from Alaska, so I've been traveling a lot, but we're ready to hit the ground running this week. Hit the ground running. I'm going to do some one-on-ones with a couple of my people in my group tonight. Start the week out right. And we'll get into gold here in a minute. Go tell those other effers to come in here too from the other streams. Go tell those other effers from the other streams to get in here. Alright, let's go do that. Let's go do that. Get those other effers in here because we love to have fun with them. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Alright, motherfuckers. Hopefully we'll get a few people in here. If we don't, I really don't care if we do or not. But hopefully we'll get a few in there. You guys can hear me still? Hopefully we'll get a few in there. You guys can hear me still? Sweet. We have a little echo here, damn it. A little echo here. What's going on? What's going on, brother? How are you? Okay, we're going to talk about gold for a little bit. Then I got to do a couple of live training sessions for the peeps, for the group. But we wanted to talk about gold for a minute because I was in that stupid gold chat room. And they're as dumb as ever. You know, you go on a trip and you're gone for 2 weeks and something's never changed. People are stupid as ever, and it's a wonderful thing. That just makes us money when people are dumb. And most of the people in there are dumb. So let's just get rid of some of these lines for right now. Gold is, I'm gonna talk to you guys about a couple things tonight, because if you go into stupid YouTube chat rooms, they'll tell you that gold is a downtrend, which it's not. And if you pay attention to the higher time frame charts, you realize that gold is not a downtrend. So if you go to the 4-hour chart, the 4-hour chart maybe is a downtrend, actually. If you do it the way I do it, and you draw it from the very left of the chart, or where the chart begins, on this, because I have a curved screen, so we'll have to see where it starts, but we'll see where that arrow starts right there. Is it an uptrend or a downtrend? It's still an uptrend a little bit on the 4-hour chart. It might turn into a downtrend, but right now the 4-hour is still an uptrend. Okay, it hasn't changed. The daily chart is still an uptrend. The weekly chart still an uptrend. And the monthly chart still an uptrend, right? All the higher time frame charts are an uptrend. So, if you want to trade with the trend, what do? All right, we talk about this all the time. If you want to trade with the trend, what do? Are you looking for buys or are you looking for sells? If you want to trade with the trend, the overall trend of gold, Do you want to buy or do you want to sell? Anybody? I'm just going after people in here. I'm waiting for an answer here. Is it if you want to trade with a trend? Are you looking for buyers or sell? All right, here we go. Okay, I get, so it doesn't mean, right, that sells can't work, right? Obviously sells can work, but all we're doing in the markets is trading the highest probability trades, right? Right? We trade probabilities in trading. We trade the highest probability because we don't know for certain what a trade's going to do. If we all knew for certain, we'd all be gazillionaires, right? Okay, so you're looking for areas to buy dips on gold, and you have a pretty significant area from just right here that it looks like it's going to come down and test, right? It's going to come down and test that support area at 1926 area, and we'll see what it does around that time. Just because I'm wanting to buy does not mean I'm buying right now. I only buy when I get a certain pattern at the close of a 1 hour candle. So being as it's 40 minutes away from the 1 hour candle close, I will not be taking any trade on gold until I get the pattern that I'm looking for at the close of a 1 hour candle. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I will not be taking any trades unless I get the pattern that I'm looking for with a 1 hour candle close. So for the next 40 minutes, we want to see what gold does. And it's early. I mean, the market's just opened a couple hours ago. There's no rush to get into trades right now, right? There's no rush. Okay, the markets will be here. Markets will be here all week. There's no rush to get into a trade. But what we want to see is we want to see how it reacts around that 1926 level from like the 21st of April, right? Oh, on the 15 minute, we could look on the 15 minute. Sometimes we do that when we're streaming here, right? Nothing on the 15 minute, no signs of rejection, no signs of buyers coming into the market on any of those. On the 15, on the 30, or the 1 hour. What's up?
Can I have your phone? Press them to go with the TV.
Will you hand me my laptop right there? And the charger? Okay, it's right there on the seat too. Yeah, my daughter's like, can I have your phone? Oh, here you go. Keep it charged, please. And here, one more thing. I'm just gonna close that out. Close all that out. Okay. You don't need to. All right, there you go. So there's no signs of rejection on the 15-minute chart. There's no signs of rejection that buyers are coming into the market, right? So we want to wait for some of that rejection to start coming in, buyers coming into the market before we look at buying. And again, we're not going to take buys on anything unless we have that pattern on the 1 hour chart in 38 minutes. So that leaves us a lot of wiggle room to make fun of people and, you know, just generally have a good time on YouTube, because YouTube sucks. Bunch of communist bastards. So we have a lot of time to make fun of people, which is beautiful, because we're not going to take a trade unless those candles close with the pattern we're looking for. Okay, we can do it on the 1 hour chart. It doesn't matter. We can do it on the 15-minute chart. It doesn't matter. The pattern works whatever time frame you want to trade it on. But even a 15-minute candle, we have 7 minutes left in that candle. So a little bit of time. I'm trying to get this laptop set up too, so I can be seeing what everyone, the minute amount of people that are in here are saying. Probably saying I'm an asshole, and that's fine. I don't fucking care what people think about me. So, yes, I am the God King of the US 30. Yes, so gold, we want to wait. I am the king of the US 30. We actually, on a signal for my group though, we actually lost. We just lost on a trade in the US 30. And again, just remember this too. Anyone who tells you that their system is 100% accurate, run the fuck away from them. Okay? run and hide from them. They don't know what they're talking about. There is no system in Forex, no system in anything that is 100% accurate, okay? People who might tell you that, hey, what's going on, brother? People that might tell you that their system is 100% accurate, you run the fuck away from them, okay? I'm not kidding. There are so many bullshit scams in this industry, and it's sad that there's a bunch of people who shouldn't be YouTube streaming. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they give out signals like they have a fucking clue what they're talking about. They don't. Okay. So anyone who tells you that says I have a system that you should try and you should pay me money for that system and it's 100% accurate, run the hell away from them. Okay. I sent out a signal in my group and it lost. My group is about 85% accurate, but every now and again we lose. We lose, and you know, it's just part of the game. That's going to happen. So again, just remember, anyone that tells you that losses aren't a part of the game, run the fuck away from them. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? So on the US 30, we're coming down to a pretty significant level from this area in here, right? That's a support level from before. What's going on, brother? Okay, on the US 30, we're coming down to a pretty significant support level right there, right? Where I have that circled down at 33,538. Okay, so just because we have that support level, which is a pretty significant support level down there where the circle is, does that mean the US 30 has to go down to that level? Anybody? Does that mean it has to go down there? Does it have to go down to that circled area that I did back in January of this year when it went down there? Does it have to? It doesn't have to, right? The answer is no, it doesn't have to go down there. But again, we're trading probabilities. So is the highest probability that it's just going to bounce back up from a random area, or is the highest probability that it's going to bounce back up from a major support level? Oh, sweet. Well, welcome. Welcome. You may not like this stream because I rip on people. I tell people the truth. I've been trading for a living for 18 years. And I hate YouTube streamers, first of all, that hide behind TradingView. They're pussies. If you can't show a history of live success in a live account, you shouldn't be selling signals to anybody. I can show a live history of live success, and when I trade, you'll see the terminal up here. Okay? You'll see the terminal up when I trade, when I take a trade, because I'm not a pussy. If you see people streaming on YouTube and they hide behind TradingView is the biggest bunch of garbage in the world. There's no reason for TradingView. No one needs it. You don't need it. But anyone who streams that says they know what they're doing, ask them to show you a history of success. I'll trade whatever. I'll trade bikini girls if my setup happens. I don't care what it is. My setup works on everything. Works on stocks, stonks, right? We call them stonks. Works on crypto. It works on everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It works on any time frame, any pair, and it's about 85% accurate. But again, that doesn't mean that there aren't losses. Losses happen, and I want to make sure I say that to you guys, and you guys understand that losses will always be a part of that game. If you can't handle that, then you shouldn't be trading. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Okay, so the pattern that I look for. Okay, the pattern that I trade, that I've been trading for 18 years. 18 fucking years. Okay, the pattern I look for is this pattern right here. If I want to buy, okay, we're talking about buys. If I want to buy, the pattern I look for is on this candle right here that I'm going to circle. Okay, I'm going to circle that candle. It has a tail at the end, at the bottom of the body of the candle. Does everybody see that, first of all? What's good, brother? Does everybody see that tail at the bottom of the body of the candle that's longer than the body of the candle? Does everybody see that? All right, I need some yeses. I need some nos. I need some you're an asshole. All that stuff. I need all. Does everybody see that? Well, Ben, you got to give me a second, bro. I'm going to explain it to you. Okay. Hold on, I'm going to open this door real quick. And I'm just going to open this door. It'll take me 30 seconds. What does that candle signify? What is that tail at the end of the body of the candle, or longer than the body of the candle? What does that tail signify? Ask yourself that question. I'm going to open this door. I'll be back in 30 seconds. Okay, it signifies buy, but why? But why does it signify buy? I want you to think a little bit deeper. We think in this stream. This stream this isn't amateur hour in this stream, where we just say buy, sell, this or that. Why is it a buy? Why does that candle signify a buy? Why does a tail longer than the body? Call it engulfing, right? You can call it whatever you want. Some people call it a doji. I don't give a shit what you call it. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. Dade says, and Dade's one of my students, so Dade understands this a little bit more, but it shows that buyers are coming into the market, right? It shows that sellers tried to push down and buyers came into the market, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Sellers tried to push and buyers came into the market. Does that make sense to everybody? Does that make sense? Easy, right? Okay, so what are we going to do at the close of that 1 hour candle? The close of that 1 hour candle closed at 34,974. What are we going to do at the close of that candle and the opening of the next 1 hour candle? What are we going to do? Oh, this is a daily, excuse me, this is a daily chart. This is a daily chart. We should be on a 1 hour chart. Okay, but we'll use that daily one as an example. What are we going to do? We usually do it on the 1 hour chart, but what are we going to do at the close of that candle? Bueller, anybody? What are we going to do? Are we going to buy or are we going to sell? Are we going to buy or are we going to sell? Are we buying or selling? You're buying, exactly. Okay? You're buying because that signifies it. And you got in this one, in this daily example, you would have gotten in at 34,974. It would have made a high of 35,400. Would you have made money? Okay, and my stops are always moved. My stops are always moved to break even on the US 30 at plus 50 points. Okay, I'm not a 10 pip scalping pussy trader. Okay? Only 10 pip scalping pussy traders who wear girls' panties take trades out at 10 pips. If you take trades out at 10 pips, you're a pussy. Okay, you wear girls' panties. Okay, that's just the truth. The markets don't care about your feelings. I don't care about your feelings. So if you think that's mean, you can kiss my ass. I don't care. The markets don't care about me. I've been trading for 18 years. They don't care about my feelings. They don't know my name. They don't know your name. They don't give a fuck. Okay, so if you take trades and you take 10 pip scalp trades, you're a pussy who wears girls' panties, and you probably should go find your balls somewhere. Okay, you probably should go find your balls somewhere. We're doing it on a daily chart, Gary, because we're not pussy scalping traders. Okay, but I'm going to show you guys how this works on any time frame, any pair, any of it. Okay, so on this trade, you would have gotten in at 34,974. You would have been up 425 points on that trade. Would it have gone up enough for you to make money? It went up 425 points. Would you have made enough points on that to make some money? Yes or no? Okay, that was the high, obviously. Would you have made enough to make some money on that? It went up 425 points. Okay, so at 50 pips, I always move my stops to break even. Once I get up 60 to 80 pips or points, whatever the hell you want to call it, I don't care. Whatever gets you up in the morning. My stops are moved to plus 10, somewhere around there. So if I'm up 425 points on that trade, my stops better be at like plus 200, right? If I'm up 425 points and I say, well, shoot, I'm in the money, my stops better be at like plus 250, right? So what I do is I just keep moving my stops up when I get into more profit because I'm not a pussy. Because I'm not a pussy. Only pussies take out trades at 10 pips. Okay, so we're always moving our stops up as it goes more in our favor. Okay, we'll go to the 1 hour chart because the 1 hour chart is a little bit more indicative. And we're going to look for that pattern. Okay, we're going to look for that pattern on the 1 hour chart. And we're just going to start circling every time you have that buy pattern, right? The buy pattern is a tail longer than the body with no wick at the top at the close of that candle. Okay, we're just going to start circling it. Every time you have the buy that has a tail at the bottom, longer than the body, with very little wick to no wick at the top. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand that? It's the most basic, simple thing in the world. Does everyone understand that? A tail longer than the body of the candle with no wick at the top. Does everybody understand that? It's the simplest thing in the world. Did you just ask if it's a buy or sell right now? Did you just ask that? Okay, I'm gonna give, and I didn't explain this to you guys. Okay, I'm gonna give you one warning. This is an amateur hour. Okay, this isn't the amateur hour stream. If you have to ask if it's a buy or sell, my answer to you is going to be go look at your fucking chart. Okay, go learn how to read a fucking chart. It's not my job to tell you if it's a buy or sell. If you have to ask some random person on a YouTube stream if it's a buy or sell, go learn how to read a fucking chart. Okay? I'm sorry if you think that's mean, because you were saying I was being rude in the other stream. I've been doing this for 18 years. You don't become a better trader by asking someone if it's a buy or sell. Look at your fucking chart. What does your fucking chart tell you? What does your chart tell you? Right? You do not become a better trader by asking random people. Even though I have 18 years of experience, I don't want you to trust me. I want you to do the work, right? Put in the work. And I'm not picking on you specifically. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about people in general right now. They want everything given to them. They're not willing to put in the work. That's why we got one of the laziest fucking generations in the world right now. I'm 45. Okay, I put in the fucking work on the charts. If you're not willing to put in the fucking work on the charts, go do something else. But if you have to ask if it's a buy or sell, you don't deserve to be in these fucking markets. Okay? Does that make sense? I'm just going to make it very clear. So on my stream, if you ask that dumbass question, you're going to get a timeout. So that's the one warning that I'm going to give to everybody. Go back to amateur stream. This isn't amateur stream time. Okay? This is big boy trading. And I'm not picking on you, and I'm not trying to be rude. But again, like we said at the beginning, the markets don't give a fuck about you. The markets, guess what? Don't give a fuck about me either. They don't give a fuck about my feelings, right? Okay, I know you were in here, and I know you heard that, so you're just being a smartass, so you're going to be banned. Whatever your name is. I know, Raiz, whatever. I mean, you're just being a smartass at that time because you know I just said that. So there you go. Well done. You're the first person to get timed out. Well fucking done. You should be proud of yourself. Okay, so the preface of this, we're going to go over every one of these circled ones, right? The preface is you get in at the opening of the next 1 hour candle with that tail longer than the body. Actually, we should label these, right? And then I got a little bit of time here. Then I got to go do my training for my group. One-on-one sessions tonight for a couple people. Okay, so we're going to label these 1, 2, 3, 4. How many examples of the tail longer than the body of the candle do we have right there? Okay, there's 8 examples right there. Does everybody see that? Everybody see the numbers? Is yellow too bad? Can you guys see the numbers, or do I need to make it a different color? Maybe I'll make it a different color so we can. Yellow's kind of hard to see against that white screen. Okay, so yeah, I have 8 examples of when the tail is longer than the body with no wick or tail, right? Okay, 7, 8. Perfect, easy, right? This is the easiest fucking trading you're ever going to do. Okay, so on number 1, you would have gotten in at 34.04. Okay, we're talking about number 1 candle, right? Did number 1 candle get you at least 50 points before it went down? So you get in there and it made a high of 34.506. So you had 102 points. Did you have enough on number 1 to at least place your stop to like plus 20, plus 30? Right? Because you're up 102 points before it comes down. Do you have enough to place your stops at least plus 20 or plus 30? The answer is yes. Number 1 would be a win, right? Easiest trade in the world. Number 2, the same. We're going to ask the same question on number 2. Number 2, you get in a little bit higher, right? And we're just talking about the buys right now. We'll go over the sells in a minute. You get in at 34,999. And that was actually a high of 34,606. So number 1, you actually got in at 34,04 and it made 200 points. You were up 200 points on number 1. Number 2, you get in at 34,506 and you're up 100 points. Do you make enough on number 2 to at least place your stop to plus 20, plus 30 on number 2? The answer is yes. That would be a W, right? Oh, you can't see number 1 and 2? Okay, well, just trust me. How about we just, I'll move it a little bit. How about that? Well, it'll just move the other things. Okay, I can already tell you number 4. I know, I'm sorry about that. So we'll start at number 4. How's that? Is that okay with you guys? We'll start at number 4. We'll start at number 4, okay? Number 4 is right here, okay? Number 4 is right there. You get in at 34,843, and you always have a 200-point stop loss. I do on the US 30 when I get into that trade. And it made a low of 34,766. So you would have been down on number 4 to begin with, right? But I always have a 200-point stop loss to begin with. And we'll go over kind of another couple of specific things. Do I make enough on number 4? It goes down against me, right? But then I make enough on number 4 to make money, right? Because this big move up. Number 4 and 5, I win. Absolutely win. Okay, because that next 1 hour candle gives us the same pattern and we win. Okay, number 6. Number 6, you would have gotten in at the opening of the next candle. You guys see number 6 right there? I'm going to move the red line. You would have gotten in at 34,897. And it makes a high before it goes down way up there at 35,523. Do you make enough on number 6? You got in at 34,897 and went to 35. You got like 700 or 800 points, right? You guys see number 6? You guys see number 6 that I'm highlighting right now? You see number 6 right there? Okay, you would have made 700 or 800 points. If you're up 700 or 800 points on a trade, your stops better be at like plus 400, right? Plus 400. Pretty simple. Okay, number 6, you win. Number 7 and 8 are going to be close, and we'll see because you got to get to plus 50, right? Number 7, you get in right here, right around here at 35,258. And before it goes down, it makes a high of 35,348. So you're up 90 points on that. Do you win on that? Do you win on number 7? You get in at 35,258 and you make a high of 35,343. So 35,348. So you're up 90 pips before it starts coming down. Your stops, again, better be at plus 20 or plus 30. Do you make enough on that one? Do you make enough? The answer, wait for it. The answer is yes. It's yes. It's just yes. Okay. Number 7 and 8, you win. You do. Actually, absolutely you do, Gary. What are you talking about? You got in at 35,258 and you got up 90 points before it goes against you. So you did. I'm talking about number 7 and 8. Okay. Now so of those examples, you guys can't see 1, 2, and 3. Number 3 was a loss. Okay, number 3 was a loss. But of those 8 examples, we would have had a winning percentage of 7 out of 8. I'm not a math major. I got my master's degree in psychology, so I'm not a math major. But 7 out of 8 is pretty good, right? Again, I'm not a math major, so don't hold me to that. But 7 out of 8 is a pretty good winning rate, right? So what is that winning rate? 7 out of 8 is pretty good, right? Let's get the calculator out, bastards. 7 divided by 8. What's 7 divided by 8? 87.5%. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to ask you a really silly question. How many of us would like to win at an 87.5% trade? It's been a minute, but I'd love to see the haters. Who are the haters? Who would like to win at an 87.5% rate? Who would like to win at an 87? Obviously, all of us would, unless you have a severe brain injury, right? Okay, now, you're going to lose some of the time, right? Because no system is 100% accurate. No system. Okay, no system is 100% accurate. There is no fucking system in the world that is 100% accurate. None. Anyone who tells you that their system is 100% accurate, you run the fuck away from them. It doesn't exist. Okay? Now, if you can win at an 87% rate, right? Should you have emotions in trading if you know you're going to win 87% of the time? Should there be any emotions in trading? Should there be any emotions in trading at all if you know you're going to be right 87% of the time? Should there be any emotions in trading? Yes or no? You should be a fucking robot at that point, right? There should be no emotions. Baby boy blue, little boy blue. Yeah, there should be no emotions at all. You're a robot at that point, right? You're a fucking robot. It hits, that pattern shows up, you take the fucking trade. Period, end of story. Okay. No emotion. Now, if the buy side is a tail at the bottom of the body of the candle longer than the body of the candle, then what would be your sell signal? What would be your sell signal? If a buy signal is a tail longer than the body of the candle with no wick, we're back on gold right now, this is the gold 1 hour chart, then what is a sell signal? What is a sell signal? I'm going to circle a candle right there. It's the opposite. I call it a wick at the top of the body of the candle, right? There it is, a wick at the top of the body of the candle at the close of the candle with no tail at the bottom. It's just the exact opposite. How hard is that? Is that hard? Is that difficult at all? Is that difficult at all? That's the easiest fucking trading you're ever gonna see in your life. Okay, now we want to align it with the higher time frame charts, right? We were talking earlier, we want to align it with the higher time frame charts. The higher time frame charts to me are the 4 hour chart, the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. Okay, so on the 4 hour chart, I don't do 15-minute trading. 15-minute trading is for pussies. Sometimes I guess we'll do it on my stream if we're just wanting to have a little bit of fun. But trading a 15-minute chart's for pussies for the most part, okay? If you trade a 15-minute chart and you scalp, you're a pussy. So go ask your mom or your stepmom, probably because your mom hated you. So you probably have a stepmom. Go ask your stepmom for your balls back from her purse. Okay? Because if you trade a 15-minute chart like they do in that other Forex, then you're a pussy. Okay? Point blank, end of story. You're a pussy. No one likes you. No one cares about you. You're a pussy. Okay? So I don't want any of you guys to take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. I'm just a schmuck on the internet, okay? I've been trading for a long time. I'm a lot more knowledgeable than most people, but I don't want you to take my word for it. Don't backtest the fucking thing. Go backtest that strategy. You want to do it on a 15-minute chart, do it on a 15-minute chart. I don't care. It works on any time frame, any pair, anything. You want to do it on a 15-minute chart, you just have to have a tail longer than the body of the candle with no wick at the top to buy on the close of the 1 hour candle or 15-minute candle, or you have to have a wick at the top. Go fucking backtest it. Don't take my word for it. I'm a schmuck. Do your homework. Don't expect people to do it for you or to, come into a stream and say, is it a buy or sell? You're never going to become a better trader. You will never be successful by asking people if it's a buy or sell. Go do the fucking research, right? Put the work in. If you want to do this as a full-time job, put in the time. But the problem is most people want to be at the top of the mountain. They don't want to spend the time it takes to get to the top of the mountain. They just expect that they're entitled to have everything right now. That's the problem with our society right now. That's the problem with this generation. They think they're entitled to stuff. You ain't entitled to shit. You're not entitled to my knowledge. You're not entitled to anyone's knowledge. Work. Put the time in. I've put hours and months and weeks fine-tuning my trading, fine-tuning everything for 18 years. For 18 fucking years. While most of the people in here, their moms were still wiping their ass because they couldn't control their bowel movements. Most of the people that are the influencers in this market, their moms were wiping their ass when I started trading. I've been doing this for 18 years. But again, even me, I say, don't take my word for it. Go study the charts. Everything you need to know is in the charts. And you notice on here, there's no indicators. That's the other thing. Indicators are for pussies. MACD, Fibo levels, EMAs, whatever it is. I don't care what you call it. They're all lagging indicators and they're for pussies. Everything you need to know to trade these markets are in the candles. You have to learn how to read the candles and what signs the quote big boys or big banks or whoever moves the market. You need to learn to spot the patterns because they're all over the place. You don't need indicators. They're for pussies. You don't need MACD. You don't need stochastics because stochastics, for one, which level is more important? The 61.8, the 50, the 38.2, the 61.8, 78.6? Which one's more important? Which level is more significant? Because there's a level every 5 pips, right? On stochastics, there's a level every 5 pips. So which one is more significant? And no one can ever tell me that. No one who ever trades that shitty Fibonacci bullshit can tell me which one's more important. No, it's the 38.2. No, this person says the 50%. No, it's the 61.8. No, it's the 78.6. Because it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. No one can tell me which one's more important. The 50 EMA, the 200 EMA, the 200, there he is. The 200 EMA, the 1.5 million EMA, which one's more important? None of them are, because they're all full of shit. There's my boy A-Rod. What's up, brother? Okay, learn how to read a fucking chart. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. Now you have the US 30 on the 1 hour chart that is forming that candle, right? This candle that is on the US 30 right now, that is closing in 10 minutes. If this candle closed like it's closing right now, what would I do? What would I do? If this candle closes like this in 10 minutes, what would I do? You would buy. Pretty simple, right, Gary? You would have your stop loss at plus 200 to begin with, and then once you get up 50 points, you would have your stop loss at break even, and you would just keep moving your stop. Pretty simple. It's simple. That's the simplest trading you'll ever see, and it's 85% accurate. I don't care. Well, you buy it if the candle has the pattern, right? You don't just buy it because the 1 hour candle closes. You want the 1 hour candle to close with a tail longer than the body of the candle. You want the candle to have a tail longer than the body with no wick in 9 minutes. And if that happens, guess what? You buy it, because remember, we went over several scenarios. And it's 85% accurate, right? So if this candle closes with the pattern in 9 minutes, and you know that 85% of the time it's going to work, do you take the trade? Do you take it? You know you're going to be right 85% of the time. And this candle closes like this in 8 minutes. Do you take the fucking trade? Yes. Because you're a robot, right? Your stop needs to be below the low of the tail. Your stop needs to be below the low of the tail of the last candle. So it would need to be below there at 33,609, and you want to have it significantly 30 or 40 points below. I always do a 200-point stop loss to begin with. I don't know why. That's just the way I've done it. But if this candle closes like this, my stop is below that tail, the low of that tail, and then once I get up 50 points, I'm going to set my stop at break even. If I get up 60 to 80 points, my stop's going to be at plus 10. If I get up 120 to 140 points, my stop loss is going to be at like plus 40. So I'm always scaling that stop loss higher, making more money. Okay? How hard is that? Does anybody think that's hard? Does anybody think that's hard? It's the easiest trading you will ever get in your life. Now, this is my Instagram account. You can follow me there, Ironman Futures Trading on Instagram. I have a hater account. I love him. It's Ironman Futures Trading is a scam. That guy's awesome. I love him. But you can follow me on Instagram, Ironman Futures Trading. Okay. And I do have a paid group. My signals group is kicking ass. Well, but again, Ben, you have to. But again, here's the thing: you have to. If you have a 200-point stop loss and you have a 400-point take profit, it's still a 1 to 2 risk reward, right? It's no different than having a 5 pip stop loss and a 10 pip take profit, right? It's still 1 to 2 risk reward. As long as your risk to reward is in line, you can have a 1,000 pip stop. But if your take profit is 2,000, it's still a 1 to 2, right? So scale down on your lot sizes. Go down and go down to the lowest lot size you can. But if you can't, that's okay. Don't trade the US 30. But it doesn't matter what the people are like, dude, that's huge. This currency here, the US 30, is the beast of all beasts. It's the beast of all beasts. It's US 30. This is the beast of all beasts, and A-Rod will tell you I'm the fucking king of it. I make shitloads of money on the US 30, and so does my group. Because we're not pussies. We don't take trades. We don't have 10 pip stop losses. The problem with 10 pip stop losses, and this is what most people don't understand, and most idiot streamers that don't understand, is one little move in the wrong direction and you're screwed, right? If you have a 10 pip stop loss, one little move in the wrong direction and you're fucked. And you say, oh man, you know what? It went in my direction. My stop loss was too tight. Yeah, because you're a pussy. You had a 10 pip stop loss. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. You have to give trades time to breathe. But when you're a pussy trader, like all of these streamers are that hide behind TradingView, right? What they do is they look to buy tops. I mean, this is what most traders do. And I got to go really here quick because I've got to do a one-on-one session with a guy of mine. What most traders do, most YouTube streamers do, is they buy the break of this level here, hoping it goes higher, right? They buy the break of that and hope it goes higher. They buy tops and sell bottoms. Okay? For all of you that are new here, I'm going to give the same damn analogy I give all the time. Do you go to your real estate agent when you want to buy a house and say, you know what, Mr. Real Estate Agent, you look great today. This house is wonderful, but I want to wait till it goes up 15% before I buy it. I really want the price to go higher before I buy this house. Who does that? Or you go to the car dealership. You go to the car dealership and say, I love this car. I love this Lamborghini, Mr. Car Dealer, but I want to wait till the price goes up 20% before I buy it. Nobody fucking does that. Okay, so like I say all the time, in every other aspect of our investing lives, we look to buy low and we look to sell high, right? But these idiots on YouTube, they buy high, hoping it'll break higher, and they sell low. That's not how investing works, right? It's just not. But they're pussies. They're pussies. They don't know how to read a fucking chart. They don't know how to read a fucking chart. So they buy at the top and pray that it breaks while they stream from their parents' house in their parents' bedroom. Claim to make 20 to 40 grand a month. Controller FX, Don Vu. Claim to make 20 to 40 grand a month, but they stream from their parents' house in their room at 22 years old. If you're 22 years old and you're streaming from your parents' house in your bedroom and you make 20 to 40 grand a month, I am qualified to give you a mental health examination. You should have your head examined. Go get your own fucking place. Okay? If what you're saying is true, and whatever, maybe it's true. You never know. But if you're 22 years old, you're streaming in your parents' house, in your bedroom, Controller FX, Don Vu, and you're 22 and you make 20 to 40 grand a month, you should have your head examined. And I'm licensed to do that. I will give you a mental health examination for free because you should have your head examined. There's something, everyone should say to themselves, there's something wrong here. Like, there's red flags. Like, this shouldn't be happening. If you're 22 and you have balls, go get your own damn place. Spend $2,000 on your own damn place, stream from your own place, so your mom doesn't have to do your laundry anymore, right? So your mom doesn't have to do your laundry anymore. But just think about that. Wouldn't that raise red flags for most people? It would raise red flags for me. He wants you to pay $200 a month for his signals. $200 a month he wants you to pay for his signals. He will never show you a live trade. He'll never have his terminal up while he trades. He hides behind TradingView like a pussy. He streams from his parents' house in his bedroom because his mom has his balls in her purse. But he claims to make 20 or 40 grand a month. Get your own fucking place. Get your own damn place, man. I'm serious. I don't know why that's so, that should, everyone who pays money to that guy should have your head examined. You should ask yourself, why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? That's really weird. Go get your own fucking place, man. It's okay. It's okay to get your own place. I promise you'll be okay. Go get your own place. Okay, I gotta go, guys. I gotta do a one-on-one session with some members of my group. If I have a wild hair, yeah, rent is 20 to 40,000 a year, and you're making 20 to 40,000 a month, and you are streaming from your parents' house. Interesting. Yeah. Anyway, all right, I got to set up this live stream for my guys. If you look at gold, actually gold is giving you that pattern on the 15-minute chart right now, and that candle is closing in 1 minute. So if you look at gold right there on the 15-minute chart, look at that. Interesting. Maybe I'll take that trade, maybe I won't, right? I got to go, guys. You have a wonderful day. Ironman Futures Trading is my Instagram account. If you want to follow me there, I post all of my live shit there. And we'll see you fuckers later.